Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I am hiding in the shade because it is way too hot out and it's not even lunchtime yet. Like, it's just boiling out. But today I wanted to take you through the different seeds that you can be planting in September here in Canada. Of course, September marks the end of the gardening season for most of us, and the fall weather is going to come, but there's actually quite a lot of seeds that you can still be planting. And so I'm going to take you through all of those. What's up? My name is Bree from Urban Gardening Canada, and I garden in Ottawa Zone 5. The seeds that I'm going to be giving you today are actually going to be able to be grown in some cooler seasons as well. It's not just for Zone 5 and warmer. So this list is going to be seeds that can mature in 40 days or less, which gives you pretty well all of September into halfway in October, and especially if you grow under cover, then you can be growing for even longer. And so the first ones that I am going to suggest are the leafy greens. And so the reason that these are good vegetables to be planting is because you don't need to wait for them to get to full maturity. You can start harvesting them when they're small as baby salad. So these seeds include lettuce, kale, arugula, mustard greens, and spinach. So that's 5 right there. And so all of these can either be grown to full maturity, or you can start harvesting them within a couple of weeks as baby greens. And so they're absolutely perfect. There's also a couple herbs that are days to maturity are 40 days or less, which is dill and cilantro. And both of them actually love the cool weather. And so these are perfect to be planting right now. If you grew them in the springtime, they should already have gone to seed and dried out if you haven't harvested them. If you haven't harvested them yet already. And so what I do is I just take the seed head and I shake it out and put it right back into the garden so I can start a fall succession planting. So before we get into the next part of this video, I wanted to let you know about my new course that I have out now called Adapt and Thrive: Gardening in a Changing Climate. Over the past season, if you've noticed that you've been experiencing unpredictable weather from rain, droughts, tornadoes, hurricanes, even hail in the middle of July, you'll know that the weather has become a lot more unpredictable. I've created this course that is set up for all parts of the garden, from springtime setup all the way through fall harvest, and even how to maintain your garden over the winter. And this is set up so that you could build a stronger garden for next season. This unpredictable weather is not going to go away, which means you will guaranteed to be facing endless rain, more droughts, more tornadoes. Anything that you've been experiencing, you're going to be experiencing again. And so I want to help you build a stronger garden so the next time that you get a weather alert, you spend less time racing outside to cover up your garden and spend more time harvesting your hard work during the good weather. I'm going to put the link in the description below for the course so you can check it out there, and you'll also find a free preview of the course when you get there. This way you can see what the course has to offer and find out if it's right for you. All right, let's get back into the video. All right, so next up is radishes. Radishes can go from seed to maturity within 30 days, so they're absolutely perfect for your fall planting in September. And then the next one that's similar to radishes is turnips. And so some turnips need 100 days to maturity, but there are varieties out there that can do anywhere from 25 to 40 days. And so looking for those specific varieties, you'll be able to plant them now and harvest them before the frost. Okay, so the next one is garlic. And so this is actually dependent on where you are. So if you are in a zone 2, zone 3, then garlic will likely be going into the ground in September, but more in the later half of September, or if you're watching from Alaska. So you want your garlic to go in the ground 4 to 6 weeks before the ground freezes. And so here in zone 5 or in the Toronto area, you're going to be waiting until October and even early November. I personally absolutely hate planting when it's freezing cold out and my fingers and hands get cold working in the soil. And so late September to mid-October is a great time to be planting garlic. But if you are in those colder regions or in those microclimates that get your first frost really early, late September is probably around the time you're going to want to be planting your garlic. So make sure that you get ahead and get the garlic varieties that you like, because seed garlic sells out quickly. My favorite thing to do is to get garlic from a local farmer's market because you know it's already acclimated to your weather. And so getting garlic from your local farmer's market is a really good way to support local, pay less for seed garlic, and to get garlic that's going to do well in your garden. I have a video on how to plant garlic, so I'll link that up above here if you wanted to watch that. And then I have one last one for you, and that is micro tomatoes. And I am going to go get one for you so we can talk about it. Okay, here is my micro tomato. And so this is a really small one considering, but I've never watered the pot. It's rained so much here, so it only grew as much as the rain watered it. And so why I suggest planting micro tomatoes now is that you can plant them in pots or containers outside right now, and they will germinate and they'll really appreciate the heat that you get in September. And then you're going to actually bring them indoors, start when your first frost comes or when it gets to 10-degree nights, because they really don't like being below 10 degrees Celsius. And so these are super duper fun to grow inside, especially if you have kids or you just really like fresh tomatoes. And so if you plant them now in September, they will reach maturity around November to December, depending on the type of grow light you give them, if any, and how much care you give them. I grow mine and I'm a little lazy with taking care of them. So it takes me about 4 months for me to get to the maturing fruit. But if you really take good care of them, you can be getting fruit within 3 months. And so these are super fun, and they're just a fun thing that you could be planting now to be getting fresh tomatoes inside by the holidays. So it's just a fun craft experiment activity to do with kids or with yourself if you really love tomatoes. So just a bonus seed to be planting in September here in Canada. And that's everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.